Welcome back. Raelynn, you reunited with your mentor, Garrick, kind of catching up with him. He made a little bit of a joke in poor taste at Solus's condition. And then offered you a drink of the good stuff that he hid underneath his bed. This space is pretty sizable and comfortable. There's furniture in here, like there's a table and chairs, and obviously he has a bed with like a little foot locker at the end of it. I think Garrick kind of leans against the desk that he was standing near. And he's kind of just, you've seen him do this before. It's like he's kind of assessing you for a moment, just to kind of gauge where you're at. What do you think Raelynn currently looks like after the day she's had?
Let's see, she would have been riding pretty long, and she would have probably taken her coat off just to be a little more casual after the meeting, just after her talk with Varek. She is putting on her best brave face. Once they got into the work, she was kind of able to just soothe herself down a bit. So pretty average Raelynn.
Well, thank you for keeping your promise. You didn't come back dead.
Yep, that's what I do. I guess it's wine or whatever it is she'll offer to pour him a glass.
It's like a whiskey.
Yeah, so she'll be like, cups, where would I find those?
Yeah, I think he goes over to like the little seating area where there's just like a assortment of things. I think he picked up one that he was obviously using before, and then he picks up another one and walks over.
I think as he goes to get the cups, Raelynn is going to look down at that desk he was at, because you said it was kind of like his plans he was working on, or maps. Or...
Yeah, it was like an actual sort of like battle strategy map. Like you could see positions of soldiers kind of outlined here, and it was more like, it was less so a regional map, more like he was working that out on a smaller scale.
Yeah, she's nosy, so she's gonna like push the papers around and just try and look down at it and garner as much information as she can. Just be like, do you mind me asking what your plan was that would have helped my uncle in the long run?
Well, Varek's had this idea for quite some time. Of course, he named it after himself, the whole maneuver. And he kind of moves a scrap of paper aside. You can see it says Varek's Hammer and Anvil on it. And it's like, it seems to be like this maneuver of hitting a group of soldiers from the front with both Kaldbor shield bearers and also some mages from the temple in Ashendar. But he also just has like it outlined so that the cavalry kind of comes around as like kind of a surprise attack from the rear. And he looks it over. Told him that we should maybe trust him a little bit more, since he's been taught by Solus. You'd think he would trust in his own work. But he was set in his ways, and his plans went miserably. So we called Varek in. we implemented his strategy and ended up taking 3 of their encampments. And I think your uncle has been... I think he's learned something from that. Something good.
That's good. That's good to hear.
However, I don't think he's using these effectively, and he kind of moves where Varek had the mages, which wasn't like a bad spot. It seemed like he also wanted to use them to kind of place sort of like area effects behind the enemy while they pressed forward. And he's like, I think we could probably press them against the wall, but also, and he kind of moves another piece, and it was like, but also I think that, I mean, why not hurt them? They were outnumbered out here. It would be best to take them out quickly.
Yeah, get rid of them as best as you can. The fewer to deal
Exactly.
with, the easier it is to push forward. Do you have plans to push forward into Zvorin further, or are you just protecting the line?
I want to check real quick on the map that I've given you guys recently. He's going to point out a encampment that isn't on any of Raelynn's maps, but you saw them inside, so you could have taken note of that if you wanted to.
Yep.
It seems to be settled just north of Kesselholt, just in the same way that they placed a new one in like north of Belgrade. And then he also points to the one. Actually, what you notice on this map here is that he doesn't seem to have the one that's in the mountain, but he seems to have an extra one that you guys don't know about just north of Kesselholt. And he goes,
point.
oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I said she'll just point to the spot where he doesn't have one, just been like, there's a camp there too. I'm sure Solus will show you my maps, but for your own planning.
You've seen it?
Have we seen it? No, we just know about it, right?
The one in the mountains? That's the one you guys took out.
Oh, okay. Yes, we took it out.
Huh. Where do you think they'll occupy it again?
Honestly, yes.
That is a lot closer than where we were planning to go.
Well, you're aware of it now. Be prepared. Send people there.
But yeah, we were planning to. I don't think that we're crazy enough. Well, actually, I do think Varrek's crazy enough to try to take on Mournhold, but I don't think we have any proper plans set in place for that just yet.
I mean, they are weakened right now. There were explosions, but I don't know that I would go in there. It's too chaotic.
I think, yeah, I think he'll continue to engage Raelynn in like this sort of. He very much seems to value like your knowledge of having been here for the last little while, and he's making adjustments, and you can see him writing down little notes on the map that has Varrek's plans on it as you guys talk. Before he sets down his glass, and you notice that it's gone already. As you guys have been talking, he's been drinking, and he goes, I was leading a team.
Awful. I don't know how to do it, really. I guess, well, your plan and your opinions didn't work. people didn't listen to you and they became injured as a cause of that. I have also had that happen, where people don't listen to me and bad things happen to them. So, how do you deal with that?
Well, I imagine it's a little bit more complicated in your situation when you have people who are used to being in charge of themselves. That'll take time. None of them are soldiers. I have the benefit of, if they don't listen to me, either they get their leg blown off or blown to bits,
Garrick.
or I'm sorry. I know it's not a light matter, but it's something he has to live with now. And I think he needs to get used to that. I've seen him close off before when something bad has happened to him, and I would hate to see that happen further.
You'll keep an eye on him, right?
Of course.
I think Raelynn's gonna walk to the table just to sit, make herself a little more comfortable in this area, like she kind of owns the place. Did you need another drink?
That's probably not wise.
All right.
I had already started by the time before you got here, so.
How have you been?
Didn't think I'd be in the war trenches at my age. But things could be worse.
Do they intend to keep you here, or will you be heading back?
Well, like I said, I'm gonna keep an eye on your uncle, so I was a bit dependent on him.
And he's too stubborn to go back.
For now. I think your cousin has a way with him. If he can't convince him with words, he'll show him that he's right to trust him.
Varek will do a good job. I know he will. I don't want to say he was trained well, but...
Of course, why would you want to say that?
Yeah. That would give you too much credit. How about Eris and Sonia? Are they okay?
I worry about Sonia, but of course she's never really had any interest in hearing what I have to say about things, so I've just kept my mouth shut. It is both touching and moving that she would want to do that for her brother. I'm not sure if you've been informed.
But if anything happens, she's willing to take up the mantle?
Yeah.
Well, on the positive side, it means I wouldn't be bossing you around.
I don't think that would be as bad for me as you think.
I don't think Sonia would boss you around. And Eris? She's well?
She's not happy with your cousin.
Well, I figured that.
Didn't want him out here. But it does make sense. She's more trained to handle the inner workings of all the political maneuvering to keep people happy while we're out here.
Can I ask you a bizarre question? please, just, if it makes no sense, just ignore it. But I know as a Ravensworn, you're meant to protect Varek and be loyal to him, but if anything was to happen, could I trust in your loyalty?
You said that Raelynn is like sitting and talking
Yeah,
to him.
she's honestly probably sitting cross-legged on a chair, just like super casual and comfy.
He like puts down like the core of the apple that he was eating like on the desk and kind of brushes his hand as he walks a little bit closer to you. I've known all of you for a very long time. Yes, technically my oath is to Varek and Eris. But doesn't family mean everything to Saveth? Wouldn't protecting you also fall under that?
But what if it's one of us versus the other? What I mean is, sorry.
Is there something you're concerned about?
So, when we were in Savorn, we found some interesting material that I may or may not have touched, and it gave me a vision in which you and Aunt Eris were arguing about something. It looked like it hadn't happened yet. You looked, well, older, to be honest. You had more gray in your hair. And it was spring under the oak tree, but I remember her saying something like, what was it? You had said you can't keep this from her, and she in the vision said it would change her entire idea of us, and then asked you if you were going to tell me. But I have no idea what that could mean. If it's even happened, if it's really even real, or just something playing on my mind. Do you know what it could be?
I think for a moment he seems like he's like processing the fact that you're claiming you had a vision from touching something, some sort of material. I've been around your family for a long time. You know that the Saveths are fairly private when it comes to certain topics. So I can't be certain about what it is.
Can I insight check him to see if he's like not telling her the full truth kind of thing?
Sure. You can read this man like a book. You've been trained to like watch his moves and stuff like that. He's definitely in sort of a guarded position. But there doesn't seem to be any deceit about like he doesn't know exactly what you're referring to.
Got it. Well, if there's anything that I guess my aunt wishes you not to tell me that you know, maybe you could, and it would be our secret?
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh gosh.
Right, you can't rage persuade.
I know. I can only rage perceive.
You do have a
If it's
bunch
bad, I'll use an inspiration.
You might want to use the inspiration.
Okay.
That was a worthy reroll.
Yes. Yes.
Can you tell me what this is about? I feel like you have some sort of... There's something you're not telling me that you know.
No, that's the vision. That was it. The only other thing I know that we found since being here was... Wait, 1 second. And she's like gonna go in her bag of holding and pull out the guest book. The only other thing that I thought was strange was Kaya. Aunt Kaya was here 20 years ago at Chistana, no less's party. She's gonna flip to the page, point at hers with the day rune's name.
He'll walk over, kind of leans over to see what it is that you're pointing out. But you already get the sense that there's something on his face and his expression, like it changes. There's a shift to it of maybe a little bit of surprise. And as he looks at it and goes, "Have you told Solus about this?"
No, I mentioned Chistana in talking to Varek, and the minute that Solus walked in, he shushed me.
Yeah, he's been trying to press further into Mournhold.
I had a feeling that was going to be the case.
You don't know much about your Aunt Kaya, do you?
No. Is she... This is going to sound strange, but I met a young gentleman that looked almost like her. Is she a Vael?
Garrett can't help but have like this sort of tremble, like as if he's trying to keep a straight face. But then he kind of looks a little bit guilty and he goes, "Kaya is from here."
I had a feeling.
Yeah. 20 years ago, you said.
That's when this was from, yes.
Your aunt didn't want to tell anyone because of how everyone sees people from Savorin. In fact, she didn't really know until she was already in love with Kaya.
You can't help who you fall in love with, Raelynn says with like a bittersweet tone.
Yeah.
So this was the secret?
Well, I don't know. You said it was a vision that seemed like it didn't happen yet. This is something that she didn't want out there, and only myself, Solus,
My mother?
and
Did she know?
I'm not sure if she knew.
Love is love. I can't blame her. I can't hate her for it. Family's family. There must have been a reason for her to want to hide it. I understand. It wouldn't change my opinion. Does Varek know?
I don't believe so.
Will it be a problem if Varek knows?
a very level-headed person. Does get hot-headed sometimes, but I don't think it would be a problem. But things are also very shaky right now with the pressure he's under.
Yes.
While you guys are having this conversation, Vael, you have had this conversation with Varek. You are walking back towards your tent, I assume.
Yeah.
What does that sort of look like, Vael?
Well, he walks in. He heads to wherever Alina is and just looks at her for about 10 seconds. And can't find any
hiding
words.
it or like wearing it on your face?
I think it's somewhere in between. He's certainly not as expressive as most people might be in
You want me to
with the
insight
way
it?
he's feeling. But he's controlling it a little bit, but it's certainly visibly on his face.
It'd be obvious then.
He turns and like starts searching through his bag and pulls out the flask, shakes it. There's a little bit left, and
That well?
it was rough. He's
Sorry.
he was upset enough to question my loyalty.
What could you have done?
Well, apparently a offhanded comment I made to Raelynn made her realize that Varek might be romantically inclined towards me or men or whatever.
And that was a secret.
He had asked me to keep us quiet. Perhaps I shouldn't have told you either, but it didn't seem fair for you to not know.
I promise I won't say anything.
Oh, I know that. I have no doubt at all, but he doesn't know you as well as I do. I'm sure it'll be okay in the end, but...
The wound is still fresh.
Yes, well, like I said to you, it's strange what you don't realize you care about until it is threatened. I hadn't even realized that I had acquired so many things I cared about.
It's not bad to care.
Actually, I feel
It's easier
better.
not to.
Yes, when I could tell myself that I didn't, it was much easier. But I'm fortunate that I have found things. People.
What do you need right now, other than a drink?
Just your company. We're here until who knows when, so let's take this opportunity for downtime.
She'll invite him to come sit with her on the bed in the tent. And then reach into her bag and pull out the corner of Kemi's dress.
Right.
Would you mind looking this over?
Yes, I was wondering when we would get to that. I didn't know you would be comfortable with me playing with it.
We've got to trust each other with things, right?
Well, yes. And you'll be okay with whatever I learn.
I will, because it'll be more than I know now.
All right. I'm gonna not make her wait for an answer. I'm gonna cast it using a first level spell slot.
Alrighty. I feel like I should have had this open because I knew you were going to do this. Okay. You find that the dress, it has some properties to it. Is specifically like it feels like because it's like this sort of like patchwork blue and black. There is a effect to it in the portions that are blue, and it is, well, you were wearing this garment. Whenever you take damage from a spell, you can use your reaction to absorb a trace of that magic, and you can reduce the damage by your proficiency bonus or double your proficiency bonus. And sorry. You can end one condition affecting you of your choice: blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, or poisoned. Once you use that property, you can't do so again until you finish a short or longer rest.
Well, there you have it. Seems that all sisterhood garments have special properties.
Why wouldn't they tell us?
That's a very good question.
It's worth noting to Alina, this is the same outfit from the last time that you saw Kimmy, and it was a new outfit.
So I'm not under the assumption that mine would have had the same properties?
Mm-hmm.
The last time I saw her, she was wearing this. It was brief. Once we become advanced sisters, we don't get to spend time together.
Well, perhaps that's what led to her getting this dress and heading down here.
I was told she was sent on a similar mission before vanishing.
And what do you think she's down here doing?
She told me to keep looking into them.
Into the sisterhood?
Mm-hmm.
Well, fortunately, that's been on my to-do list for some time.
The easier thing would be to believe that Kemi's defected. As
Well,
a traitor.
perhaps she has. But perhaps she also had good reason.
There's that too. I've got to send a letter out to Mother Ona. I've got to keep contact. I've got to share what I think I can.
I suspect that if you send a letter through the military, it will be read.
Well, I figure. You don't think we write in simple what we mean, do you?
No, I suspected you wouldn't. I have a letter of my own to deliver.
We should see if we can get them sent out. This will be our only real chance.
I was told that we could see Garrick in the morning about it.
Good to know.
You guys continue to just kind of enjoy each other's company in this sort of brief reprieve from your travels.
Yeah.
Nyra, you had come back from disguising yourself and spending some time healing some of the wounded soldiers, and you had saved a small amount of magic of yours to do what exactly?
She feels a little bad for roping him into this without his permission, so she's just gonna send a message to Kale. She'll probably head to whatever tent has less people.
I think the other tent just has Leif in it right now.
Leif doesn't care. Yeah, so she'll get back into her, find a bed and sit down, and she will hope this doesn't give her a headache. She's still not sure where the border is on anything. Hope this is okay. Varek wants to know what you find in the south and for me to be your messenger. I'll check in when possible.
You you kind of wait a bit, and you hear Kale respond. I'd wondered where you've run off to this time. I'll relay anything useful. I won't complain about hearing your voice every now and then.
Damn, Vixx. Okay. Well, I saved one spell slot for that, so he doesn't get to hear my voice again tonight.
You gotta leave them wanting more.
That's all she does with him.
Yeah. Do you do anything after that?
Should probably check in on Leif. Because she's terrified he's dying. Stop!
He's hacking up a lung over there.
You doing all right over there?
I'm all right. The wounded weren't as bad as I thought. They were just a bit overwhelmed.
I guess that's good. Well, not the overwhelmed part.
How are you?
I think I'm doing all right. I'm really curious though. Above the table, Nyra doesn't know anything about what Leif talked to Windress about. Is that right? Okay.
I don't think she knows about your dreams. I
Yeah.
don't think she knows any of that.
Okay, well, she's about to.
No, great! Yay! Easier for me not to metagame.
Yeah. Just let me tell you some more stuff about this whatever magic curse disease thing. So I had, I guess, a dream while I was recovering from the explosion of like this brand new color I'd never seen before, and a whole bunch of like cracks forming. It was really strange. I don't really know what to make of that, but I had another one, and it was like this figure outlined, not really any detail, like just a head and shoulders, and then going on down. And when I showed Windress my back, he said he recognized a pattern in it as sort of a head and shoulders of a figure, and he drew it out for me, and it was what I had seen, or near enough to it. And when I took a closer look at his arm, I recognized the pattern of the cracks I had seen in the first dream in his arm. And I don't really know what to make of that.
Would you mind if I...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Turns around.
You fanfic.
Do I see this figure? I don't think I noticed it before.
Yeah, it's kind of abstract, but like now that he kind of points it out in that sort of way, it
Kinda
definitely
like-
you can see what he's talking about.
Points. Like,
Like,
there's
this is like the head area. And
Yes.
then, yeah.
Does any of this seem familiar to...
Can you roll me a religion check?
in the tower?
Yes.
I have inspiration if I need it.
I think you'll be happy with that roll.
I'll take
Just describing the dream part of it, like it just apart from the actual shapes and figures, it's definitely reminiscent of hearing stories at the Sunspire Citadel of people coming to kind of coming to faith, I guess, is what I would describe that as. It's like new experiences for them once they've like crossed that threshold of trying to commune with a god. And you've heard, at least at the Sunspire, you've heard things about Isherel, and you've heard things about Lireal.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of pings on some not very exact, but just like it feels reminiscent of very like early stage experiences that new believers have had when praying to Lireal.
Oh. You're not a man of faith, right?
Not,
No judgment.
not particularly.
I have been trying to understand the gods down here, but that feels more like Lireal. When followers are finally connect with her for the first time, it is a similar experience. The vision, how they gods usually show you've been added to their group.
And it's worth noting for Nyra that these people normally do that on purpose. It doesn't seem like Leif is trying to do that.
Yeah.
Leif had assumed.
Yeah. Lireal and Israel, they're two sides of a coin. But I find it so confusing that this comes after the crystal exploding.
Yeah. What are those things?
I wish they don't look like the crystals from Nyra's thing, like big versions of them, right? They're just...
It's hard to say because they're like very precisely cut. Like they're not the same color for sure, but they are a blue shade, and the ones you saw were very naturally formed. They weren't clear cut like the ones that you see in.
Over-processed. I wonder if we can get Vael close enough to one to identify it. Something is just so wrong with the magic down here.
That doesn't feel like a good idea. Staying far away from those things feels like a good idea to me.
They are a conduit of some sort for sure. But why Lireal? Maybe you should try praying to her. See what happens.
Just like...
So, here we'll go into how she believes. Worshippers of Lireal typically pray. There is a moon god, so it's usually at night, and unlike her, who does it every morning. I've been worried about I thought maybe it was Elris. For some reason, when I did the sending and got hurt, there was this sadness that wasn't mine. But
that's not normal.
No. I mean, I haven't had that spell for long, but...
Yeah.
And it wasn't Israel, Oram, or Lireal. That I might recognize. I'm not, but the gods are connected. They look out for each other. I think you should spend some time on this.
I guess I'm gonna try and talk to the moon tonight.
Do you want some help?
Sure. Why not?
All right. It's like 3 PM. We got a while to go.
Yep. Back in Garrick's tent, Garrick kind of shifts and then takes out one of the chairs at the table and sits, and then he goes, I guess I didn't really answer your question though, did I?
Not really.
I don't care about a lot of people on a personal level. I have duty and honor, and I have a job to do. I do care about your family. But I know that's not precisely what you were asking. And I don't want you to walk out of here thinking that I would try to deceive you or keep you in the dark intentionally.
I don't think you would.
Good, because I took an oath to Varek and your aunt, but that oath also assumed that they would do everything to protect us and their people as well. So if there's ever a time where it feels like you guys are against each other, just know that I won't try to do you harm in any way. You are one of my favorite people.
I am your favorite person, not one of.
Yes, well. And it gets to your head when I say it, doesn't it?
Yes. Do you mind if I ask you one last question about Kaya? Who knows in Savorn about it? Anyone that could potentially be an ally? Anyone we should avoid?
That I don't know the details of what they did and how they did it, but I do know that this, and he kind of gestures to the book, lines up with about the time that Kaya had to go and talk to her sister about staying with your aunt for good.
Do you know her name?
Lisanavea?
Oh. Understood. Raelynn's just gonna take another sip of her drink and put her hand in her pocket, and she pulls out the coin that he gave her and she just starts twiddling with it in her fingers because she's a little stressed.
The fact that she didn't ask any questions about who Lisanavea is kind of confirms some of his own suspicion.
Yeah.
You know what? I've changed my mind. And he kind of puts the cup forward. And I think he'll just kind of, he'll keep Raelynn company for a while. And he doesn't make it awkward and quiet. He'll let you sit with that thought for a bit, not let you push it completely out of your mind immediately, but enough space that you can process it, and then he'll start to talk to you more about the things that you're comfortable with. Getting back to talking about strategy, you can tell that he's trying to get your input on stuff. And he's trying to assess whether or not you've been keeping yourself sharp here, because he knows you're kind of on a stealth, subterfuge mission, and he's trying to gauge whether or not you've been keeping up your training. And
she will sheepishly look down and just be like, I have not been able to do my morning exercises or train or spar with anyone. It's been awful being in a town that long. It's hard to draw a weapon and no one notices.
Well, do you want to go sharpen your skills so that Varek doesn't get too far ahead of you?
I don't know if that's a good idea. You've already had 2-3 drinks, maybe?
Oh, well, then it should be easy for you, right?
Yeah, right. You'd never let me win easy.
I want you to earn it.
I appreciate that. It means so much more when I do. Shall we?
As you guys are heading out, he kind of pauses you just at the doorway. You know that I'm proud of you, right? Like all the playful banter aside, you know that I care about you and that I think you're doing a good job out here.
I think Raelynn is not good at taking compliments, and she's just going to be like, yeah, I understand. Let's go.
Yeah, he'll
But-
follow you, but he kind of chuckles at your response to that.
She will say, though, that she's glad that he was in his tent and nothing happened to him, because she was worried when she went to the meeting and he wasn't there.
I guess that was kind of a dick move on my part.
It was.
I knew you knew, so yeah, sorry about that. Well, come take out your frustration on me then.
Will do.
Go ahead and roll like a best 2 out of 3 athletics, or even just
Okay.
well, actually, yeah, if you're fine with athletics,
Sure.
that
Yeah.
will be good. Yeah.
So roll twice.
I
I guess we'll roll against each other.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, that was almost a 1.
Yep.
That was a nice bounce.
Yeah, you notice immediately, like he isn't taking it like seriously at first, and you kind of get a sort of an opportunist strike at him. He's always taught you to just, take every opportunity that you get in battle. There's no like trying to be honorable is like the difference between life and death sort of situation. And he quickly like sort of tries to steady himself. Okay, I'll not
Come on,
go
Garrett.
easy on you then.
Make me
Yes.
work for it.
As soon as you say make me work for it, you find yourself, before you even know what is happening, your ash just hits snow on the ground outside of the tent. That work enough? He's gonna hold out his hand to help you up.
Raylan's not going to fall for that trick, and she'll get up herself.
He laughs and does like a wide circle around you as, go ahead and roll another one.
No.
Oh, no.
Can I use advantage?
Go ahead.
I'll use it for stupid stuff. I don't care.
Nice.
Nope.
No!
That was worse.
It was fate.
Yeah, try as you might. He does this wide circle around you. You think you've outmaneuvered him on this little tactic that he was trying to pull. But as you try to take a swing at him, he kind of sidesteps you in a way. He was kind of using the fact that he was sort of had this like swagger to him because he was he's several drinks in right now. And he kind of uses that to his advantage, knowing that you would strike him while he's like going in a certain direction, and pulls back and completely just like with the butt of his sword, just completely knocks you like in the chest onto the ground, and just sort of shakes it off. Not bad for an old man.
Not bad for an old man. She'll like
Drunk
roll
old
her
man.
eyes.
You really have been slacking on your training.
I have. I'll try and get someone to practice with me.
It's a good idea. And that's a good way to maybe build some of that leadership into this group you have.
Well, one of my party already knocked me on my ass, so I guess we're off to a good start.
You're not telling people that you're my student out there, are you?
Oh, I make sure I tell them explicitly.
Well, then you better work harder. Next time I see you, next time we do this, you're knocking me on my ass twice.
All right, that's the deal. She'll like put her arm out.
Yeah, he does the same.
I think to anyone, if anyone's walking by or any of like the soldiers in the camp watched, it's not Raelynn. Like the Raelynn that you guys have fought with is a completely different Raelynn in the way she fought here. She was confident, even though she was taking hits. Her back was straight, her head was high. She didn't hold back because Garrick pushed her and pushed her. And so it's just a very different mentality she had if anyone saw her. It's weird, but nice to see.
Yeah, Raelynn kind of gets centered by this, all the familiarness around her, especially because you guys have been kind of given this private space, really, to do whatever you need to do, like a break for a moment. And after maybe an hour or so, like overall, Vael, you've been in the tent with Alina for that amount of time. You hear outside yeah, you hear Varek's voice outside. You hear Vael, and then shortly after, Alina.
In that first instant, Vael's eyes shoot to Alina. It feels like his heart rate just tripled. But then when he adds Alina, his shoulders relax a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come on in.
He comes in and his head is kind of postured low. Like that's not usually how Varek walks. He usually has his shoulders back and his chin high, not in like a looking down on you sort of way, just naturally carries himself fairly confidently. And he also has his hands behind his back, and you can tell that he's holding something, but not from where he's standing. As he like kind of enters the space about 5 or so feet, depending on where you guys are standing. He won't like stand awkwardly far.
Noting that, Vael still encourages him in. I don't know what there is for seating in this tent, but he
Similar to the other tents, it's like fully furnished. There's rooms and stuff like this.
Right,
in
fair
the
enough.
tent.
Then yeah, I think he would gesture to a seat and be like, "Come in, make yourself at home, my lord."
He kind of sees like he's trying to gauge like the room. Like he doesn't know if you've talked to Alina about him or anything like that, and he pulls out a very familiar looking bottle of wine from Drados, and he goes, "I wanted to bring a peace offering." And he sets it on the table. He doesn't take a seat though.
Completely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. And Vael will just, noting that he's still standing but refusing to accept that as an answer, he'll grab 3 cups, pour wine into each of them, and then place one in front of the seat he had already gestured to.
Are you sure you won't have a seat?
Sure. It seems reluctant, but not that he doesn't want to be here. There's a marked embarrassment on his face, I think, when he sits. Again, probably nothing you've seen from him before. And as he sits, he goes, I assume you're both informed on...
Well, yes. Not all the details, but of course. Trying to do things differently right now.
That's what I figured. Which is why I didn't bother to call you outside again. I know I've already apologized, but I do want to reiterate because I'm embarrassed about the way that I acted. He takes a drink of wine and he goes, listen, I've never had anyone affect my heart in the way that you have. And I didn't know how to deal with that in the moment.
I know the feeling.
I said something that I didn't mean or believe when I questioned your loyalty, because questioning your loyalty to my family is much easier than saying you hurt me.
I know. And I'm very sorry that happened. I normally am so good at this, and yet I failed you.
He'll take another sip of wine.
Vael sits across from him next to Alina, kind of crosses his legs and holds his glass of wine. You know, as well as anyone, that I would never willingly hurt a Saveth. Much less one that I care so deeply for.
He's sort of does a bit of a half laugh at that. You know, all this, the timing of things, it's pretty on par for myself, and it seems other members of my family also. I think it's just something I may have to get used to. I spoke with Raelynn pretty in detail about some things.
I had no idea.
Well, how could you? I don't think Vael knew. And he kind of looks at Vael.
Maybe I should have. But I didn't.
I don't want you to have regrets. You wound up in a good spot.
He looks again at Alina, lingering gaze for a moment, and says, I don't regret my choices. Do wish they hadn't caused so much discourse.
For future reference, should you find that there's, I don't know, maybe a fourth person that was in love with you this whole time, maybe if you're unavailable, don't tell them that you feel the same. It'd be easier.
Perhaps. It just didn't feel right lying to either of you.
Fair. And I appreciate that. And it's not like I want you to hide your feelings or dampen them. it just gives me nothing really to move forward to from here with that.
Yeah, Vael audibly lets out a pained sigh and then drinks the rest of the glass down.
I'm not gonna... I don't want to cause any problems between either of you, and Raelynn has sung nothing but your praises, Alina.
She's the best.
She really is. Can I tell you guys something about me?
Of course.
He does a similar, like almost mirror situation to what Vael just did with his drink, like just downs it, puts it on the table. Since I was about 11 years old, I've made it my purpose to ensure that the Saveth family name was never left vulnerable or exposed. And when you told me that others knew things about me that I didn't think that they knew, and he looks at Alina and then Vael and goes, I had worked tirelessly to keep that private, and I felt that I failed to do so, and it was because I allowed myself to do something that I wanted to do for once, and I had left my house both vulnerable and exposed in that moment.
I would never tell anyone.
That's not information that I had at the time, and quite frankly, the fact that you're with the Sisterhood, I think he'll just cut it off at someone with the Sisterhood. Like, there's something there. There's an opinion there that he's not sharing.
I think Alina can read the opinion that way clear, though.
We've all had our questions about the Sisterhood. Everyone in this tent right now.
Yeah, that's... I just want to make sure that you know, Vael, that when I told you that I didn't regret us and that I wasn't ashamed, that I meant it. There is something about you that has always made me want to throw caution away anytime I've had the pleasure to. But
it's kind of a trait of his.
And my family's never considered feelings like mine to be taboo. But my aunt has a benefit I do not. When she came to terms with herself, Raelynn was already about to be born. By the time that she and Kaya announced that they were going to get married, Sonia and I were there too. And so for me, choosing a man during a time of war and upheaval without potential suitors for my sister and my cousin, without an heir, it would mean coming out to the world as someone who is ending our line without even trying. And though I don't believe that noble blood or family name really makes a leader, I know how people see us. They look to my family lineage for stability, for guidance, and I fear the kind of turmoil I'll put the entire country through if they knew that our generation might be the last.
It's a lot of weight to carry.
Yeah, but I've prepared for it my whole life, so I was perfectly fine with that until, and he kind of looks at Vael for a moment, and then I think he's going to grab more wine for it. Listen, it's just that I've never really got to share that with somebody, and since you both know, well, maybe this can be the start of a friendship with you, Alina.
I'd like that if you want one.
Well, assuming that Vael doesn't find it awkward for me to continue to be around, I would like that too.
Not at all. You are one of my favorite people to have around.
Love is not a simple word to throw around in our circles, I know that. And though I've heard good things about you from Raelynn, he's looking at Alina when he says this, and your brother.
My brother.
Yes. I heard about that letter that you sent home. Alexei is doing a very good job taking care of the refugees up north because of your words.
Good to hear.
I just hope that you know that while I believe, or that Raelynn believes that he's lucky to have you, you are just as fortunate to have someone like him too.
I know. I wasn't ever supposed to fall for anyone. And I think you understand around Vael, you can't help it.
I don't think that I ever tried to resist.
Vael just pours another big glass of wine. He's got such a lump in his throat right now, and he's just like, stay down there.
He's always been able to provide me a safe space to be who I am. Why would I want to hide from that?
Put a hand on his arm.
We're all going to be...
I can't listen to any more of this. I can't. I appreciate how I make you feel, but I am not so great as you think I am, and I am also still so hidden.
Are you saying that specifically to Varek?
Yeah.
Well, if I'm making you uncomfortable, I can go.
It's not that. I just fear, as you pointed out earlier, perhaps the truth might make the situation worse. And I'm very conflicted.
And this isn't a moment to be rash. Trying to convey to Vael through that, hey buddy, hold up a minute, maybe not just blurt your secrets.
No, and he doesn't want to, and yet the situation has really broken him. Perhaps another topic then, for now.
I think Varek looks conflicted.
shit. He
Eric,
wants
I
to know the
was-
truth. He's that kind of person. Oh,
I'll switch the topic. Varek, I was thinking the other day about your sister. Remembering what exactly she did to get kicked out. Kind of proud of her.
Roll me a persuasion check.
In the tower?
You could do it out in the open.
Okay.
I think there's like a pause. You see more hurt on his face. But then he masks it completely. Like it's like a completely different person. And he goes, yeah, Sonia. And he's going to, he'll relax, but it's very much like, I guess the kind of Varek that you've always seen in like proper meetings and stuff, Alina, as he tells you about how Sonia like got kicked out of the sisterhood and caused all sorts of problems, having punched 2 girls in the face in the courtyard. Had to pretty much be on like a sisterhood courtroom style meeting where they didn't know what to do with her because she's a Saveth, and the Saveth family is very important in regards to the sisterhood. But it was actually Varek who suggested that maybe she's not a good fit there, is what you learn. Which Sonia was over the moon about. But yeah.
I wish I'd gotten to know you two better over the years. Seems our circles have always danced just past each other.
I think he just sort of has like this sort of distant look, like he's recalling something, and he kind of just smirks and goes, it's a good way to put it.
What does that smirk mean?
I've seen you two over the years.
Us two. Vael and I.
I mean, Vael draws attention wherever he goes, even when the party's supposed to be about me.
I was merely taking the pressure off you, my lord.
You guys seem to always find your way next to each other's company. Anyway, I think that my gift is less impactful if I drink most of it, so I think I will leave you guys to it before we're called in. I'll see you guys over there.
Yes, and hopefully again not long after.
Thank you, Varek.
Just nods and it's out. And then I think you guys kind of each are approached by somebody different. There was the woman who was standing in the tent with Varek and with Solus, like helping him in. Kind of runs out to check on the ones who are like actually in the tent and in the 2 tents. And I think Garrick's tent is close enough to like the planning tent that he sees that it seems like everyone's being kind of called in. You guys are told you have like, try to make your way over in like the next 10-15 minutes or so. I think, though, we will take a break there and come back after some drinks and snacks. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, so you guys have had about like an hour-ish to kind of catch up, have some tough conversations, and eventually you guys get gathered back to this central tent at this campsite where Solus has finished going over all the things that have been left with him there to go over it more thoroughly. Just doing his due diligence in case there's something he wants you guys to, that might change the mission you guys are currently on. And when you enter back into this space, Solus is standing at the very far back on the other side of the table. He has some things kind of spread out on the table over top a portion of the map that hasn't had any little markers set aside on it. Varek is standing with him, and they seem like they were just having a conversation before you guys entered into the room. And then it almost seems like Solus asks permission, like through some sort of like looks that are exchanged between him and Varek. It's just kind of odd to see, like Solus is always this very commanding presence, but it seems like he's yielding to his son's leadership at the moment. And Varek just nods, and Solus kind of positions himself to lead the conversation. Welcome back, everyone. Raelynn, I'm not surprised, but you really have done a thorough job here with this. Not just the gathering of the information, but the way you've presented it. And I'm not surprised.
Thank you.
I don't think that this changes the overall idea that we had sending you out here, but it does give us more direction on where you should focus your attention, I think. First of all, and he's going to he kind of pops Sid out onto the table after having looked at him for a bit. If these constructs are being produced somewhere, we should try to figure out where, and if it's beneficial for us to tamper with them. We need to figure out perhaps where their supply line of this Tempest Iron they have gathered is coming from, and that might be a good place to root that out. I would not want you to go completely out of your way, but knowing more about these things would certainly help, especially if they intend to use them against us on the battlefield.
We'll make their manufacturing a priority for us. And also, not to break the flow of this meeting above table, but I would like to know if I notice Raylan's wet backside.
Yeah.
There's no hiding it. She's not wearing her coat. The whole backside and her legs are soaking wet.
Will a 14 get me there?
For sure, yeah.
Well, he says that and just says, and don't worry, I know exactly how to deal with their process if I can get close enough.
I understand that you guys have a bit of a tight deadline now from the delays that have occurred.
Yeah, we've
say
mapped it out, and it looks like we're in a dead heat once we leave here.
Right. Well, I'll give you some things that I think you guys should do. And I'll trust that all of you will trust in Raelynn to decide what the priority is.
Well, despite being a little wet behind the ears, I know that she has what it takes to lead this group and, in fact, lead our people if need be. I have complete confidence in her.
Though he seems a little bit amused, only Raelynn would note this. Garrick is standing next to her. There's like the smallest tick of like a smirk at the corner of his mouth. But then there's also just like a tenseness at Vael's voice that she can't quite place, but I think she's probably seen it before.
I think if she sees the smirk, she's just gonna like take her foot and kick his foot and then just like stand still. Like try and be as fine as possible.
He definitely tries to like he tries to hide that reaction and just kind of like fully turns like half of his body and like pretends like he's kind of finding a different spot to stand in the room and goes a little bit further, like so that his back is more like closer to the door. But you can tell he definitely felt that one. I noticed that we don't know a lot about their mage hierarchy as well, and how they relate to the military. That you guys have seen with them seems a little bit unclear just based on the notes that I've been given. If we can find out a bit more information about what the ranks are, that would be helpful for identifying threat levels on the battlefield. These lay beacons. I know we don't fully understand them, so I don't recommend tampering with them, though I guess I can't be opposed to it either if you feel like it's the right call at the right moment. Just if they're fueling their infrastructure, or if this is somehow having all of these connected together is important to them, I guess my priority would be finding out more information about them. This whole country was built on people who prided themselves on research and arcane advancement. They must document stuff like this somewhere. If you can get your hands on how these things work, I feel like we will have less, or they will have less of an upper hand on us. This vote that's coming up, I know that you guys have done a good job at finding out who is seated on the council currently, but if they are intending to shift that, names of potential candidates would be useful. I assume I don't have to tell you that you should figure out what it is that they're voting on beyond that. That seems pretty self-explanatory. Now, and he's looking at like a section of Raelynn's notes that look like some names of contacts that they've made, connections. These supposed safe contacts, keep cultivating them. If we find ourselves in a position of power here, knowing the locals, their ideals, their wants, how they view the current systems in place here, all of that is valuable to us in the future going forward. Pay attention to any other areas that we could use to potentially cripple them along the way in terms of their trade routes and supply lines. Though I don't suggest taking advantage of anyone. These worshippers of Orin who are opposing them, or at least causing some sort of problem. If we can support them quietly on their efforts and continue to have distractions, that wouldn't be a terrible thing. I noticed there's not much about this festival. Do we know, apart from the caravan members, do you know if anyone else is drawn by these festivals? Any nobles, outsiders apart from the caravan, or is it all just them?
Didn't quite get enough information on that one for me to tell you.
The impression I got that it was not particularly established people, generally, but we don't know. For all we know, there are noble families that attend these events.
And we don't know what it is that they do there, then.
No.
All right. I think that you we're certainly working with a lot more information than we had. You are all on the right track. And I appreciate all of the hard work and effort that you've put into this, the sacrifices that you've made, the time that you've taken away from your duties and your people and your homes. Are you all okay to do this for a bit longer?
Of course.
Yeah, you keep the Severin out of Ashendar, and you have my service.
Raelynn put stuff about the train.
Yeah, I said that
down.
last game. I just forgot to write it in my notes.
Okay.
We did also actually discuss it.
Okay. Yeah, it was mostly with Varek, if I recall.
Yeah.
He goes,
She would have told about the coin too.
my concern with this train is that if it can get you all to the city that fast, then it can also get soldiers back up north pretty quickly, which is
I had
a
a similar
problem.
thought.
So, go ahead. I would love to hear your opinion on this.
If we can disable it once we arrive, then that should be considered a priority.
I was hoping that perhaps you guys can do all that you need to do and use that as a way out. Maybe cause an issue on your way out. I wouldn't want you all stranded there.
Very well. If you're willing to take the extra couple days risk of troops showing up.
Well, I've been asked to have a way to stay in touch, and he's going to place he places what you guys have now recognized pretty easily, a sending stone, out on the table in front of Raelynn, and then he passes the other half of it to Varek.
And you understand the radiuses?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think Varek will do his best to stay down here as long as possible.
Let
I
us know
can't
if that
guarantee
changes.
I can't guarantee the same for me. You can see that Varek looks visibly relieved at that comment from his father.
Raelynn probably lets out a little bit of a relaxed sigh too after her conversation with Garrick about it.
If you have to, if you find an opportunity to do it sooner than that, I'll understand. Just if you can, get home safely. Understood?
Understood.
All right. You guys think you've earned some rest. Is there anything that you want from me? Actually, and he's going to kind of gesture to the woman that was kind of attending to him, and she kind of quickly straightens up and she pulls out a it's like a small crate. It looked like she's been kind of carrying this around, but discreetly, as she pulls out Alina's garment that she passed to them.
Did you find anything?
We didn't find anything on this garment, no.
Vael very discreetly shoots her a glance.
She won't look over.
Thank you for the hunch, though. I would actually like to talk to, and he looks over at Leif. If none of you have any further need for me, I would like to speak to Leif briefly.
In private, I presume.
Yes.
Very well. Well, I'm ready for some downtime before another trip in the snow. And he glances at Raelynn again.
She's looking straight ahead at her uncle right now. She's in work mode.
I'm sure it'll just warm the bottom of my heart. And as he says that, I
Tiny
hope
smirk.
maybe I hope that maybe Raelynn notices that her butt isn't as wet anymore.
What?
Yeah, during the entire meeting, Vael was using shape water to slowly draw the water out of her pants.
There's a snowball in his hand now.
There's a little not glass, sorry, a little ice figurine of Chinook in his hand.
Aw.
He's just like, can you imagine if Chinook was all wet like this?
I'd say, like, as they're leaving, she's just gonna like turn to Vael and be like, wet behind the ears, really, bottom of my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Those were awful.
I was just trying not to give it away. Although
I don't care.
sure everyone noticed anyway.
It's not the first time I've lost a fight. It won't be the last. But he was drunk. I really gotta practice more.
Well, if you need a sparring partner.
You'll just shoot lightning at me from a distance. That's not really fair.
I promise I won't. I mean, all I have to do is touch you to shock you, so if I touch you, that's a point.
Fine.
Where did the others head off to? And I assumed Leif was fine staying
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's not just like, fuck this, and walks in.
I don't need to say to you.
You notice that also Garrick and the soldier that was with them also get dismissed, and it ends up just being Varek and Solus in the room.
You good, Shanks?
I'm just surprised. It's like really private. Like,
Yeah.
what are they about to say to him?
My son here seems to think that perhaps you have concerns about your father.
I do. You can
And
say
is
that.
it my understanding that you have not been home for some time?
Not for any meaningful length of time. I went home just before I traveled to your lovely estate.
Do you like the way that Kaldbor is run?
No.
Even before your father?
It seems to have worked pretty well. For the most part. I know it's not the most... It's different from what everybody else in Hedgarathi does, and seems to be a little bit cryptic to you lot.
That's not a terrible advantage to have in a politically run society. I guess what I'm getting at here is you don't have any sort of strong ties or loyalty to your house, it seems. Was that fair to say?
How is he going to answer this? I have loyalty to Kaldbor and their people. It's, quite frankly, an embarrassment to the name of Kaldbor that Savorian soldiers came streaming across the border with seemingly no resistance.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I think Varek has just been kind of watching the situation, and as Solus looks over at him, and Varek is just like, looks at Leif. I told them about some of the ideas that were being tossed around in the room about how that may have happened, and it seems that my father may know something that he didn't feel was important to share until now.
And what might that be?
About 13 years ago, in a no longer used room in Bastion Keep, your father hosted a meeting for myself, Lady Eris, and Chistana.
Really?
He was launching some sort of new project. One that we didn't really want to help her with. something about writing a paper or launching a new program that would help to improve the structure overall throughout both Hedgarathi and Savorin. I see now that this probably has a bit of relation to the beacons that they have all over here. However, she also came with a personal matter.
Is that so?
It seems she was growing ill. It seemed personal to her to do this project, and we could tell that there was something that she was not being forthcoming about, which is usually the case in these sorts of situations. Always not register to me to really press her on it because we had no intention to agree with her. However, your father remained unusually silent. He's usually very vocal about his ideas and thoughts, and
Well, why wouldn't he be? They're the best ideas that anybody's ever had.
yes. Unfortunately, because he was the host, it also means that they were left together for some time, either before or after. And now, I'm hearing that she might be connected to the people that you were all met with.
Oh, very much so. There's no might about that.
I don't have anything concrete to prove anything, but it does. Obviously, it looks bad when we've had a private meeting with people we've been at war with for so long. I did want to hear her out. Eris likes to hear everybody out. But I think that created opportunity where there wasn't before. And I can't prove it right now, but I also would feel terribly if I caused any issues for people that you care about back home when you are out here serving my people and my country.
I don't know if she's wrapped up in it or not, but the only person that calls Vastone Keep home that I have much care for is my sister.
I think Solus and Varek look at each other again. And Varek just kind of shifts and he goes, "We'll deal with this as subtly as we can so that it's a certain move if we do make one regarding the leadership in House Kaldbor. I know that you guys don't do things by vote, really, so that it might be difficult. But we've also made a rather good acquaintance in who I believe is your cousin."
Ziggin,
Yes.
you can trust her. She has a strong claim on Kaldbor. People would follow the name to her if she took it.
Do you think that I could persuade her in that direction, or would she be resistant?
Truthfully, I tried broaching the subject with her when we were passing through that little village that they put her in charge of. she didn't seem too keen on the idea and seemed to think it would be better with me, but I don't really have much interest in it. But if that's what it takes.
Wanted to let you know that we'd support you in any personal family ways that you would like to handle this, but if you would like to absolve yourself of it completely, I'd understand as well.
Leif knows that they're alone, but he's going to look around anyway. If something happens to him, I would prefer it to be by my hand.
I think Varek just kind of nods, and then, but Solus, there's like a deep sort of appreciation for that. I can understand that. I appreciate what you're doing. Please, continue to support your team.
Raelynn's a good leader. Was there anything else you wanted to speak on?
No. And I think Solus looked like he wants to say something, and then Varek puts a hand on his shoulder and goes, I think he's about to ask you to keep a secret, but I would like to say that you should probably involve each other more on these things. We are going into a different era, I think. And when we come out of that, I want it to be one not so shrouded in secrecy.
I'll look toward Solus to see if he still wants to say something.
He looks a little bit dejected, but I think he's like, he kind of gives a sort of reverent nod to Varek, and it's just like, that's all from me.
Gentlemen, if I learn anything else,
We'll be in touch.
and if Hira's in on it, he'll just kind of shrug and shake his head.
Varek goes, he gives him a warm smile. We'll hope not.
Me too.
As you leave, though, Varek catches up with you when you're like just outside the door, and he goes,
Yeah.
And maybe next time she deserves it. Just ask her if she's bullshitting instead of knocking her on her ass. And gives him a little punch on the shoulder. And
I asked her. She said yes. Well, I asked her, and she said she didn't think that I could, which is the same thing where I come from.
take care. And goes back to his father.
Ask her if she's bullshitting. Got it.
All right. Well, you guys had this meeting with Solus. It's like 5-ish now. Is there anything anyone wants to do at the moment?
I want to catch Raelynn because I finally found the note I was looking for to answer a question.
Oh, okay.
Varek asked. I was like, no, definitely something was said. I just don't remember what it was about the festival.
Oh,
I remember. I found my notes. So she'll catch you as they're going out. She'll be like she's just walking next to you, and she grabs your arm, like, oh. Kala said the festival is a very large trade event with merchants from all over Savarin who work in cities and schools, and also lots of people who want to reflect on the old ways and worship all the gods.
oh.
So Aurum followers may be there, but if there are people who think of back to when we were one, we may find more support.
That's good to know. I'll be sure to tell Varek at some point so he has that information.
It was so long ago when we first met her. Okay, I found it. I shared it. I'm happy now.
Anything anyone else would like to achieve over the next while?
I think just returning to the tent, Vael would enjoy some time with his friends, but also get into that book and study the Draconic language.
How many hours would you say that you put into it if you had?
You put us at about 5?
Yeah, around there.
Then maybe 4 hours, and then, try to turn in at a relatively early time so that we can leave first thing.
Yeah, I think Raelynn would just want to solidify their route and everything like that. Make sure they have enough supplies. Everyone's on the same board.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and Leif didn't need to talk to Raelynn anymore, correct?
Not about what he wanted to talk about earlier, but
Okay.
I guess Alina will write her letter to Mother Ona, kind of look at Vael as she tucks her sisterhood dress back in. I don't want to interrupt the hours you have to put in, but if you wanted to discuss that. If not, we'll just do a silent exchange.
I'll leave it to the morning when we're delivering our mail.
If you don't mind me asking, who are you giving your mail to? Is someone delivering packages for us?
Oh, we were told that Garrett could handle sending our mail.
Oh, perfect. Raelynn then is going to take that white dress she got from Savarin, the big party at Tristana's, and she's going to fold it up nicely, and she has nothing really, so she's going to take some rope and try and make it look cute as best as she can to give, with her intention of giving it to Garrick to give to Sonia as a birthday gift in case they don't make it back.
Oh.
Plus, she knows Sonia loves pretty dresses, so.
It's adorable. All right.
I guess I'll finish up some writing that I need to do for Saveth.
So you guys are just kind of doing personal things then for the evening?
Yeah.
Alrighty. I always forget what time we end. I'm like,
We got half an hour.
okay.
Or more. Whichever.
Or more.
Yeah, whatever would be.
I'm just trying to. There's so many notes for this session that I was like, I need to remember these because you guys are gonna leave, and then. Okay, looks like I got through most of that. Okay. I think then you guys are able to do everything that you need to do. If you ask around for supplies, you can get a restock on some rations. You could probably also get a bit of more money from the camp that they had just raided as well. I could sort that out for you guys if that's something you think you'd ask for.
Yes.
Yeah, more
Money,
funds would be useful.
please.
Money, please.
Money.
I'll just put a note to make sure I sort that out before you guys head out.
You mean I could actually hang out on a night and not work?
Sorry, nobody told you we booked you to play for the troops.
Yeah.
Like a full-on USO show.
Yeah.
And it's, I'll get a little hat ready and just like,
Do they give Sid back, or are they keeping him?
Oh yeah. What items did they keep?
They
Someone had made a good point at some point. Like, it stands out that we
It
have
stands out real bad.
So
I
that
They
think
had
way-
it in the city, and people just walked around. They didn't.
I'm
seem
okay
to-
either way, but it's a good point. I don't know.
I think when they gave Alina the dress back, you would have had opportunity to ask for anything that you wanted back. And I think the things that they would want to keep are the artifact, the one that was kind of like hovering with the rings on it. And
Yeah, they should keep that.
that might be it. That might be all they were actually asking for, because you guys kept the shard things, right?
Yes, I didn't want to show them the shard just yet.
So I think that's the only thing that they would like not be okay with, because they're assuming that you're gonna go in, come back with more information anyway. So it's like whatever to them. You also, I kind of glossed over this because, just because not wanting to RP with myself a bunch. They would have filled you in on the fact that they did recover one of the Forge Bound from the other camp. And so they do have something at least to study.
Yeah, also pointed out, hey, there's that one that I exploded in that other camp we took down.
All right. Then you guys kind of go about your evenings. How are you guys split up in the tents? Are you guys all just kind of hanging out in one tent to go over plans and whatnot before bed?
I'd say go over plans, but Raelynn doesn't want to spend the night in one with Vael and Alina.
That's totally fair.
Ballot.
I think Vael
in
and
their
Alina.
defense, the past 2 nights, it has only been like asleep.
In her
Yeah.
defense, it's 4 years.
It's fair and it's understandable, and I
She
respect it.
needs
I'm
her
still
space.
hurting.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I know you are too.
Then I think fairly late at night. Raelynn, you hear Varek outside your tent. He goes. He kind of like opens the flap just a little bit, not looking in, but he goes, "Raelynn?"
Eric?
He like pokes his head in, and he's dressed more. He's dressed more casually and like kind of a lot of darker clothes. He's not wearing his like full armor anymore. You have a minute?
After. Sure.
You hungry?
I was hoping that was what you were going to say. Yes. I think
Yeah.
now of all the times is the best time for this.
Yeah, I kind of need it. And he's gonna
Same.
kind of like lets you out of the tent, like holds the flap for you as you come out. And it's like a pretty nice night out. The sky is clear. There's no longer a bunch of like smoke from Mournhold in the distance. The air is very like, you know, that early sort of winter feeling where the air is just sort of crisp and fresh. But the snow over the course of the day has drifted away to pretty much nothing, so it feels comfortable out here. Um,
How do
do you
we
wanna-
do this here?
yeah. I don't have a lot that would be good, so I was thinking. He looks over, and there's like 2 exits out of here, but they're very far apart. And there's like a low sort of wooden wall, but it's one of those sorts of it's those sorts of walls that have like the cross beams like support on it, like as if they were just pieces that were then erected. And there are like people at both entrances obviously watching because you guys are here privately, kind of thing. I don't think we have to sneak out, but I think it would be pretty fun to sneak out to go to where they keep all the supplies and stuff. You up for it?
Stealth mission. I'm not good at these, but at least I'm not wearing my armor.
Are you good at climbing though?
I always am.
That's all you need. And he's gonna kind of lead you, weaving through, instead of taking the roads, he's gonna kind of weave through the other smaller tents that kind of are in between you and the walls. But he is like going low to the ground. Can you roll me a stealth check?
Okay. Can I take my armor off first so I don't have
Yes.
disadvantage?
Yes, you can.
Where is my armor? Oh, it still rolled with it. Do you want me to just roll a random d20 for you? And then we'll add
Sure.
plus
yeah,
3.
And then add 3.
So that plus 3.
You guys are not as stealthy as you used to be going through the house when you were little, and it's like you didn't want to wake up the other people in the house, but that's what it feels like. There's a little bit of like a sort of childlike giggliness to the way you guys are moving through this. Fortunately, one of the people who are on duty is Garrick, who is standing there, and he looks at you guys directly and then completely turns like as if he hadn't seen you. And Varek continues to lead you towards this little like low wall where there's 2 cross beams. Roll me an athletics check as you try to climb over this with him.
Do you want it in the tower as well?
You could do that out in the open.
I climb well.
Yeah. You climb up like 3 times as fast as Varek, who like his first footing kind of slips off from some like little patch of snow, and you're like over the top before his head like even pokes out. And
Yeah,
he's
she would
just-
have offered him an arm up to like so he wouldn't fall back down.
You guys make it over, and you find yourselves in what was like sort of like the medical attention area, but everyone's kind of resting here at the moment. It's fairly late. And he's still doing like the stealthy thing, even though there's no reason to. And then he kind of looks over to where there's obviously guards, and he's just like, Varek's a careful person. He knows that he brought you here under sort of like a guise of you guys not being here, and he takes off his like blue cloak that his blue cape that like belongs to his mom, and he's going to like offer to wrap it around your very visible and noticeably white hair.
You have a little too, though. And she'll point to the patch.
Yeah, but I'm allowed to be here.
That's true.
Yeah, I did forget to mention that last time, so thank you. He's always had like silver stray hairs at like the side, but there's definitely like a very noticeable batch of white hair very clearly on the left side of his head now. And he's like, I think it's that way. You sneak in, find some good stuff, and then some awful stuff, so we
That's
could
the way.
pretend Sonia's here, and then I'll try to distract whoever comes by.
That sounds like a plan. I'm sure you have pickled stuff.
Oh God. I would like you to roll either perception or investigation as you head over to this little supply tent. And as you were heading there, Varek very confidently like goes out of stealth mode and walks up to one of the guards that are on duty there, and is just like, excuse me, can I talk to you for a moment? And like the guy straightens up like so quickly, like what could he want to talk to me about? And kind of heads over towards him.
Raelynn thinks this is the most important mission she's on right now, so she's going to rage perceive.
You could do that out in the open. It's fine.
20?
Yeah. You want to tell me what sorts of things you find and grab here? They're pretty well stocked.
I'm trying to think what they would have. She would grab, probably if they had the horse feed there, she would get horse feed like oats and things. She would probably pull some sort of like pickled, like if they have turnip or like any kind of like weird thing like that.
They have like beets that have been pickled and
Yeah, like things that are meant to last a while. So she would
Yeah.
pull from that. Any rations she can grab, and if there's any like fruit, something healthy. And then I guess lastly, I don't know if they would have this around, but like a bottle of some sort of alcohol that maybe they could make it all taste better with.
It doesn't look like they're like supplying the good stuff here, but yeah, you find something that you feel like would be suitable. You recognize it. It's like a local Friendhold winery, which like Arisholm's not really known for their vast vineyards or anything, but they have land that's usable for it.
Yeah. And apples, because I saw Garrick eat an apple, so I know they have apples.
Yes, they do have apples. So you manage to gather this stuff, and then you just see Varek kind of he claps this guy on the shoulder and is like, you're doing a really good job out here looking out for danger, and he like kind of walks him back towards like down the road a little bit away from where you're kind of sneaking back out. And he very kind of like abruptly ends the conversation in a way that leaves the guy just like totally mystified by this interaction that has just taken place. But you guys end up kind of going over. You maybe like you go over and he hands you the stuff and then he climbs over, sort of thing. And as you guys head back towards where his tent was, which is where he's leading you now, he goes, I think that was probably the most dangerous mission I've had in a while.
Raelynn just laughs at that. More than, and what was it called? The hammer and the anvil? Or the shield?
Sounds pretty cool. But yeah, it was a hammer and Varek's hammer and anvil is what it was called.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she would say more than hammer and anvil?
Yeah.
What a dumb name.
I thought it sounded pretty cool. What are you talking about? What would you call it?
I don't know. Just not that.
All right. Well, you know what? You think about it while you're away, and if you can pitch me a better idea, I'll even throw your name on it.
Perfect. I'll
All
take
right.
all the credit.
Perfect. You guys head into the tent. You can hear that Solus is still up somewhere, but like he's in a different tent. Like he's in a tent over. This doesn't even seem like a sleeping area tent that he's leading you into. It's just kind of like a common space. It seems like where everyone gathers and whatnot. And he leads you out to where there's like a back area outside that has a makeshift like cooking setup. It's like not home, but it's something.
It'll do.
And a lot like back in Frenhold, he takes charge of like the actual like cooking stuff, and anything that feels like it has any sort of sweetness to it, he will make Raelynn like taste it and tell him like, does this need something?
A little more. That's good.
And as you guys are kind of doing this ritual that kind of keeps your hands busy and your mind focused, I think he looks over at Raelynn and he goes, "You know, I wasn't trying to keep you in the dark, right?"
About... Oh. No, I didn't think that.
Good, because you're kind of my person right now. Seems like you might be my only person at this point. And I feel like I'm learning a lot of stuff about our family lately, and I just would hate to carry that on, you know, into the future. You, me, and Sonia.
I don't think we will. I think at least I found out some things that I didn't know that our family kept us in the dark about. We're related to people in Savoran. Did you know that? At least through marriage.
What are you talking about?
And Kaya. She's related to the queen.
He goes, "Oh shit, I thought you meant like way back in our history, which wouldn't have surprised me. You mean recent?"
Yes, Garrick said it was okay that I told you because you could be discreet about it.
I can.
I believe you. So I'll be sure to look into that further. But I don't like the way things have gone. I don't like the way that our family runs things sometimes. And I know between you, myself, Sonia, if we need, we'll change things for the better.
It's
It'll
good
just
to
be
know that I'm
hard.
not doing it alone.
No, never alone. You'll always have me.
I know that you offered. I don't want you to settle there, though, okay?
Same goes for you. Don't be a hypocrite.
I see what you're saying.
There's other ways to continue a bloodline. Don't put the pressure on you. We'll find a way. Just, I don't think in the way we want.
I think it's going to be a situation where none of us exactly get an ideal situation, and that's what sucks.
Yeah, but we'll do what we have to do. Duty comes first.
You know, it's like, well, God, I hope if we do continue our bloodline, then I would change so many things about the sorts of I wouldn't want our kids to feel that way.
No. Not at all.
Not that I didn't think that. Not that I don't think that our parents and Eris are not doing enough. We just kind of dwindled away and we're left in a sort of shitty position.
Have you discovered anything more about what perhaps happened to Kaya and my mother? Asking for a friend.
He levels a look at you. Nothing really gets by him unless he like chooses to ignore it. So he's like, "What friend?"
The tall one.
Oh, I see.
I don't know if that's what it is, but right now I can't be too sure and I don't want to be too casual about it. I'd rather be careful.
If you leave the notes about what you all found regarding whatever it was they were trying to cure there,
Okay.
I'll make sure that those get out with the mail and try to have a quicker word about it.
Okay. That's what the stones are for. Please use them whenever you need. Not just business. If you need an ear to talk to.
Same goes for you then.
Well, I have to wish you a happy birthday, so expect that one.
Speaking of,
Mhm.
I think he finishes this creation of food. One looks questionable. He's like, I'm a little bit scared to try that one because I'm wondering if Sonia's just lucky with the things that she chooses, and I don't trust. Well, no offense, I don't trust your luck or mine, so.
I'll try it. I have awful luck already, so what's a little more?
All right. I think he's gonna kind of make a little makeshift spread on the table there for you guys. And he's. What do you think Raelynn had sort of pushed him in the direction of making when she gathered the like good ingredients for this little meal?
If it's enough for just them, then I think she would want it to be like something that just felt like home. Like almost like something they've made before, something that they used to have at family dinners, but with their own fun twist on it.
Maybe sort of like a makeshift like canned like apple pie sort of thing. It's not exactly it because you don't have everything you need, but he did his best to do that. And then the concoction that he makes is like this pickled radish, kind of sliced up very thinly to like garnish on these like a full circle sheet of like an apple. And he's like, surely this can't taste good. Sprinkles a little bit of like the oats that you gathered on it.
I like how David's really thinking about this.
Yeah, puts it over to you.
She will try it.
Because I have pickled radishes and apples. So
and as you guys sit and he kind of points to like these plates of metal that you recognize that Vael had. He goes, speaking of my birthday, I got these unceremoniously thrown at my feet. What are they?
Tempest iron. You should know that.
It doesn't look like regular tempest iron.
No, we
See
found
that?
it. Yeah.
And he points to like a darkened area of it. That's that looks familiar to me, actually.
Does it look familiar to Raelynn?
I'll let you roll a history check.
Nope.
Nope.
Never seen it in my life.
Yep, never seen it in your life. The and he goes, oh shit. I'm pretty sure you can get that stuff in certain areas of the gullet.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they're pulling resources from both places in our country. Love that.
Well, we do have more than them. That's why they wanted to expand north.
Will you keep an eye on Ashendar to make sure they don't get anything?
I have been already.
Okay.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. I think throughout the rest of their little snack time, unless there's something specific that Raelynn wanted to talk to him about, he kind of goes over like the strangeness now between him and Vael, and he's like, I think Raelynn gathers that he feels like he's to blame for that situation that has unfolded between them, and he's just like, make sure that you keep an eye on them, really. I would hate to lose something special and also a good potential future person to lead a country beside. I know it's kind of shitty that you guys are all out here and doing this stuff, but you also all have a lot of potential. And speaking of which, I wanted to ask you, I feel like, I know that you would do anything for us, but I feel like you were pushed down a certain path because of necessity. Is the diplomatic route really what you want for your life?
I'll admit I'm not the best at it.
That's not what I asked. What do you want?
I'm a better fighter than a talker. And I've always fit in with your family better because of that, I think. I think you have people that are far better at it, like Vael and Alina, to help our country. And while I may not be the best fighter, I think I could do a good job if I was given a chance to help with the military eventually.
I want you to have what you want and not just what you're settling for, if that's what you're going to push me to do. So can that be a deal that we make with each other?
Fine. Things could change, but I'll
Agreed.
always do what I want, if that's the deal.
All right.
Okay.
Well, your first test in this military will be getting a better name for this maneuver, and it better be good, or I don't know, I'm gonna have to rescind any hope that I had in this.
But if it's great, then I'm going to get a title in the military, correct?
Do I get to choose it?
No. I hate the nickname you picked for me.
Fine. Yeah, that's fair. All right.
We'll think it over. We'll both think it over.
Deal. And he's
Deal.
gonna sort of cheers you with this. He's going to pick up one of the pickled things and reluctantly like cheers you, and he'll take a bite. And, Eventually, you guys are able to get some rest, unless Leif's gonna go howl at a moon.
Do it.
How did you know?
You said so.
Oh, right. No, we're getting pretty close to time. We can do it now, or we can do it next week. Either way is fine.
Depends. Is there anything anyone else would like to achieve tonight? No?
I guess then after it's well and truly dark, Leif will check to see if the moon's out.
Yep, it is a clear night tonight.
And I'll, Nyra, your offer still good from earlier?
Of course.
Should we go outside, or assume I don't know anything, because I don't?
She'll just take his hand and lead him out to wherever the moonlight is shining the most. And normally this would be so romantic, but it's her and Leif.
Yeah.
She'll just...
Yeah, you guys find a decent spot to be under the moonlight, a little bit away from any firelight in the campsite that might distort your view of it. What are you doing? How does this look?
She'll set him up in the way she she's like other followers. Like, I don't know if they kneel, if they cross-legged, if they what is... Brittany does not know what their position is. I assume Nyra knows.
Yeah. Nyra would definitely know how they posture themselves. They would definitely open themselves up to the moon rather than trying... They would kneel, but they would posture themselves so that they're actually looking up to the moon instead of down in a sort of bow.
Just let her speak to you.
What do you think Leif does in response to Nyra's direction?
He feels weird about it, but he'll kneel down there and stare up at the moon and just focus on it as much as he can and try to drown out anything else.
Roll me a religion check or
Is Nyra
insight.
Helping. I'll take insight.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, you can have Nyra's help with that. Insight for more if you're trying to just feel out her presence, like Nyra's suggesting. Religion if you're more trying to focus in on posturing yourself correctly.
No, we're not doing that.
Insight.
Definitely going for insight. Tower.
No, you can do it out in the open. It takes a while. You feel weird at first. You're very aware of Nyra's presence for a while. It's like you've never done this before. Feels kind of silly probably at the moment. Especially because you're doing this based on my scar kind of looks like you.
Yeah, and my knees are wet. It's cold.
Yeah.
You're so happy. You love the cold.
But eventually, with how quiet it is, eventually you're able to kind of you're able to get over all of that initial discomfort. And as you are kind of being directed by Nyra to reach out to Lireal, like focus in on her and her presence, you feel like, does Leif have a lot of strong emotion apart from like maybe anger at his dad? Or is he used to like pretty chill most of the time?
Generally or in the moment?
Like generally. Would it be weird for you if there was a sudden feeling of immense sadness?
That would be strange for Leif.
That's what you feel at the moment, and it feels heavy on your shoulders, like to the point that you were like kind of posturing yourself up like this, but you're just instinctively, your shoulders kind of slacken because of the weight of that sadness. And do you have your eyes open or are they closed?
Oh yeah, I'm like fully just taking in the moon.
You, as you're feeling that sadness and trying to like shift through it to see what, if there's anything within you that could be causing that, and you're like, no, definitely not. You get this like sudden, like it's almost like a compulsive sort of feeling. It doesn't make you do it, but you get the sense of like, I should put my hands on the ground right now, like staying postured where you are, but like feeling the ground in front of you.
I think Leif's in a weird place right now, and he's gonna roll with it.
All right, he does that, and you just feel like this burning anger stirs something in you to the point that it's almost unbearable, and you instinctively close your eyes. And when you do that, you see that weird, like all of the colors, the prismatic sort of opalescent sort of vision that you saw before, except it starts to darken at the edges more and more until it looks like you are looking at what looks like space, stars. And then they just kind of keep going past until it's just darkness and this like crack forming into color that then goes into that same sort of like figure-y shape that you saw before. And it definitely looks like there is a woman's figure walking towards you before you're just completely pulled out of that thought.
I think at the end of that, Leif probably takes a sharp breath in and just is like suddenly aware of that he has moved, for one. How long was that? He looks at Nyra.
Been like 15 minutes, I think, since Leif completely went quiet on you and was feeling the ground.
A while.
I'm
Not
just
too long.
gonna full download everything that he just said. I'm not gonna say exactly what you said, but I'm not gonna hold anything back from Nyra. So
Her mind is like, what?
is there some connection between Orin and Lireal?
They're all siblings. They all serve a purpose. So she's sad and he's angry.
Yeah. I don't know, kind of felt like she's sad because he's angry? Or maybe sad at something. There's something going on there. Is it always? I guess you don't know what that was like. That's a dumb question. Never mind.
What?
Do you lose like sense of time and location and hurtle through the darkness of space to see a female figure appear in front of you? Is that like that's not normal, is it?
I can't say that ever happened to me.
Okay.
I've only ever had the one vision. And no one was around to tell me how much time had passed.
Fair.
Does this crack in space, does it sound like anything Nyra's ever heard about?
Roll me a religion check.
In the tower?
We do it out in the open.
I will use inspiration. Because I have 2 of them. And I want to fix Leif. Nope. I didn't even roll.
Yep. You've seen all of the gods depicted completely different by completely different people, and every time it at least pings to Nyra as familiar that it feels overwhelming anytime anyone's had an experience like that, which it seemed like was the case with Leif.
I know everyone is so intent that we go to the capital first, and we should. Kaelin is a follower of Lireal. And I feel like he may know more than I when it comes to her.
Oh,
Nyra's not even gonna ask. She's just gonna lift his shirt real quick to check
yeah.
that it's still
No
there.
consent.
No consent.
No
She's a
reaction.
doctor right now. Is it there? Still there.
Yep.
Okay. We need to tell the others.
Yeah.
This is... I think I know why Orem is mad.
I gotta guess, but I don't think we can fully understand
What they've done to him. All right.
Yeah. Do you want to tell them now, or?
If they're up, I'd hate to wake them.
Maybe when Raelynn gets back from wherever she's going.
Yes.
All right. Are you going to wait till Raelynn gets back? Because I don't think she's staying there for the night. And do you check on Vael and Alina to see if they're up?
Yeah.
I'll let
Are
Leif
they-
go check in
They'll
on them.
knock on the flap.
Are Vael and Alina up? Or are they sleeping? Are they doing something else?
Hey, got some info for you.
What time of night is this?
It's like midnight, right? Like it's probably
It's
middle.
late.
Definitely
Yeah.
asleep. Like
Okay,
maybe you
well.
have to leave at dawn.
It's that late? All right. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
we
wait
could do
till the morning.
breakfast.
Yeah. If it's that late, we'll save it for the morning.
All right.
Oh no. Raid.
You guys get some sleep for the night. Probably easier for some of you than others. And but the dawn comes. The encampment, even if you wake up early, it's already buzzing with raven-sworn soldiers preparing for the day ahead of them. They are all very well focused right now. They're not unfriendly though. They acknowledge you if you come out of your tents, and there's breakfast being served in like that main tent area that you all had a meeting at. You can see that Varek is kind of stood off. It seems like he's just overseeing everything. He's kind of standing outside the, not right in front of it, but like off to the side of the main large tent, and his expression just. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll make it a point to say good morning to him.
Okay. Gives you he kind of seems like you've broken him out of concentration of something that he was like focused in on, but he looks at you and you immediately see this like sort of it goes from focus to like friendly in like a second. Morning. Slept well?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are leaving then?
We are.
That is the plan.
Where to first?
Guys, where's the plan? Out of character, y'all planned at like 2 a.m. the other week.
Belgium's Gate is our next
Yeah.
target.
Are you able to get there in one shot, or are you needing to rest along the way?
I honestly don't remember now. I think we need to rest along the way. It's quite a ways.
Yeah, we have to at
Hmm.
least.
We need to stop at least once. Yeah.
It was going to be 3 days potentially if stuff happened on the way
Mhm.
there, but 2
Yeah.
if we really push it.
Do you need anything from me?
No. Just take care of yourself.
I will. You too? All of you?
If this is their like goodbyes, I think Raelynn's gonna actually like get up and go to him, and she's just gonna like hold his hands in her hands and like look him in the face and just be like, listen, as a citizen of Hedgarathi, just remember I'm proud of you. As Ravensworn, I'm loyal to you. As your cousin, I'll love you no matter what. And then she's gonna hold him into a hug and whisper into his ear, and as Raelynn, if Garrick finds out I've taken his last name as my alias, you will not be the next heir. I will ensure I am.
If you try to pull away, he makes sure that you can't. He's already like grabbed you closer and he goes, I already told them this morning. Have fun saying goodbye to him.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
I thought you just said you loved me.
Shut up.
That's what I thought.
And she's
Speaking of
just gonna
Garrick,
go
I'm gonna-
sit down.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Speaking of Garrett,
No, I was gonna make sure you didn't have anything else. I didn't want
No.
to. Speaking of Garrick, I'm just gonna make sure I give my letter to him to be delivered.
yeah, Garrick's tent's pretty noticeable. It's
And I
close
think Vael is
by.
gonna come too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
it's
Raelynn.
close by, and there's like yeah, actually the person, the like squire that kind of took all of your animals the other day is standing there with him. It's almost like he's been informed already that he's going to be expecting at least Vael.
So Alina, you wanted to do that before we like chat with the group as a whole?
The letter?
Yeah.
I forgot we were chatting with the group as a whole.
They wanted to chat last night and they put it off till breakfast.
Right. I mean, I
just
don't
wanted to go
see-
over operations.
Why that would need to come before just dropping off some letters.
True. I don't want to make anyone stay late, but I did have intent to talk to you on the way. But we can cover it quickly. Just as you step away from the group and head off.
I'm
to
in no
Garrett.
rush. Is everyone else fine?
I'm in no rush, but note Raelynn is with you guys because she has to drop her parcel off.
fair enough. Although I'm not gonna make her talk.
Maybe you let Raelynn go ahead first, and you kind of like linger for a second.
Sure. After all, Raelynn does. Okay, how about they drop them off and then they excuse themselves quickly to let Raelynn talk to
for it.
Garrick.
No, no, we are looking down at the ground, handing the package. No, I'm just kidding.
You turn around, they're already gone, and he's like, "Oh, Raelynn."
Shit.
You guys, let's just assume you guys find a moment here.
Yeah.
Go
As far as the letter's concerned, he hands it off and he just says, "Make sure it gets to Wormcrest," and that's about that. But with Alina, he just says, "So I noticed you weren't willing to share Kemi's dress with them, even though we know it has what they're looking for."
We didn't know it had what they were looking for until after I gave it for my dress.
And when they returned your dress,
You think I should turn it over?
should is a strong word. I thought you might. It's yours. I took it from them and I gave it to you. What you choose to do with it is your call.
I still want to learn more about what she's doing here. About what, if any, they might be doing here.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised mine didn't. But hers was newer.
Well, I trust you that you made the call you felt was right. Just want to make sure you're not holding on to something to protect an idea of her that may not hold up to scrutiny.
And if it doesn't, I'll turn it over.
Are you okay?
Honestly, I haven't let myself think about her much. A lot happened upon leaving Mournhold.
Well, if you find yourself with need to discuss it,
I'd like to, soon.
good. He takes her by the hand and they head back to the main tent.
You guys have your breakfast. It's pretty like quick moving in here. People gather things, eat pretty quickly, kind of just leave their plates. There's people there that are like seem to be on duty specifically to clean up after everyone else. The Ravensworn aren't all soldiers. They're also people who just serve them in a different capacity. So they make themselves useful. And in character, do you guys just want to like tell me like you guys are planning just to go a straight shot there? Like, do you want to do that in or out of character? Just you're going to Belgium's Gate, but you need to stop halfway through for a night of rest. Okay. Then I think very similar fashion as to when you arrived, a wagon is brought into the area for you guys to also leave.
I think Leif wanted to discuss things at breakfast.
Yes.
Oh, fair enough.
The moon
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah. There's not really a good way to talk about this, is there?
Yeah.
That's how Leif opens. And then just full download on what happened last night and the vision and what Windress said and like the whole saga. And I don't really know what to make of that, and I thought it was important that we all be aware.
This is the first time everyone collectively, apart from Nyra now, has heard you talk about the dream, right? Before that, you only told Windress?
I believe so.
Okay.
All right. Strange dreams, markings on your body. Perhaps the gods are involved. You're having visions when you bark at the moon.
He did not.
I don't. Did I bark? I don't think I barked.
No.
Okay.
There was a slight cough
Sadly.
that sounded a bit like a bark.
Yeah.
I have been very concerned about the gods since we've been here. I
It's a weird night.
felt that sadness when I've tried to do sending and it failed.
And I remember feeling like the earth was pleased when we filled in that hole at the construction site before they finished building the spire.
I'm trying to be an adult.
Why?
It was-
Vael isn't.
No. Olarum felt relieved to not be having his parts
You're
stuck
gonna have
up.
to like kick him under the table.
I'm sorry, it's the choice of words. My mind's all fucked up. Right, well, yes, we've known for a while that the gods are in a weird way, and that all of this might be connected to them.
I don't know. It feels like there was outreach to me.
The
Really?
crack in the sky. That's different.
Is there like, when we were out sneaking around at night, like something that looks like a crack in the sky that I would have seen?
Oh, I'll let you roll a perception check. I want to say preemptively, retrospective or retroactively.
Okay. Can I rage while doing that?
She was raging
Were
last
you
night.
Yeah, you were
I
raging.
was
last
raging at
week.
one point when I was trying to steal supplies.
Okay, I'll allow it.
Hell yeah.
That doesn't ring a bell. Yeah,
Just a dream.
you got pretty mid.
And it felt more
Vision.
metaphorical than anything, but it did feel like there was an actual figure up presenting itself in front of me. Not like I was seeing something far away.
Did she say anything to you?
No.
Oh.
It was pretty quiet, and when she like got close and started like moving towards me, I got pulled out of the vision.
Yeah, you got like this impression that the more human figure shape it got, the more overwhelming it was for you to stay there, and you got kind of pulled back out of that.
It kind of felt like I couldn't handle this entity's presence.
Oh, that does sound godlike.
Yep. About all I got.
I need to know more about those crystals. Or what they're doing to the ley lines.
And yet, touching them may be disastrous.
Sounds like we don't have a whole lot of other options. At least not at the moment.
I'm sure we'll come across more on our way to the capital.
Certainly.
Find more information on them. We'll do what my uncle said.
Perhaps just tearing them down and filling them in is enough, if that made Orn happy once.
Well,
When
that one
we
hadn't
can-
been finished being constructed.
There was no crystal
Still.
yet.
If we try
Seems
with one
to
of
be
the
what
smaller
Orn
ones.
wants, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry. It seems to be what Orn wants, right? To not have these.
Think so.
Mhm.
As Raelynn suggested, we try one of the smaller ones, maybe carefully dismantle it, not blowing it up like those.
Yeah,
Look,
don't
there's any wormholes.
recommend that.
Worth a shot. At least worth considering.
What's the size of the smallest crystal we've kind of seen right now?
On a beacon,
Sorry?
on a beacon specifically.
Yeah, just I'm thinking like if Nyra wants Sid to come with us, we just kind of make him pull the crystal, and then if he explodes, then it solves all our problems. She gets Sid for a bit, we don't get Sid for a bit. We all
The-
live.
The
He
crystals
does
are
no
like
fetch.
the smaller ones. Like you've only seen two sizes. You've seen the massive one in
Yeah.
the center of Mournholt, their trade ward. But then you've seen the smaller one. Actually, you saw a massive one out by the as you were traveling in the fields as well. And then the smaller ones that seem to be in the city, you saw those. They're like maybe like 15 feet tall,
Sid stays here.
couple
I'm
of
not bringing Sid.
feet around. Yeah.
He's really strong.
He's so strong.
Listen, I'm just saying, when we found Sid, he was just out at a bar with some people and no one seemed to care. He attracted no attention.
Neither
But he
did
can't
Lily,
carry
though,
any-
and you want to leave Lily.
I have taken that back. I did not
Okay.
ask for it.
Good, good. I like Lily.
Sid can only carry something 15 pounds. I don't know how heavy the crystals are.
Probably a bit
They're
bigger than that.
huge.
Yeah.
They're
Mm.
huge. They're towering over you.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to see us do then, Leif? Anywhere you'd like? Perhaps at the capital they could have temples.
Oof.
We could check things out better.
Sure, or
And
I'm
I can
more
spend some
inclined
time in the
to.
Spiral Archive.
That would have been nice. I'm more inclined to look in it like the, I don't know, the civic planning office. Figure out who built, like, whatever entity built these. Let's look at those records.
You have the skills to get in there.
I have my doubts that would be public knowledge, though.
The
Probably not.
inventor of
Military archives.
Well, we don't need to limit ourselves to public knowledge.
That's true, I suppose. We've disposed of enough military that we could probably put together some outfits.
We have a few.
You guys have mostly been like left in peace, getting ignored as you have this conversation. But at the mention of like disposed of military, one of the people like carrying a tray of like toast and eggs just kind of like seems like disturbed by that and like carries on.
So foreign
Bulgarin.
military.
Both of them at the same time. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about regarding that?
Well, it's a good start.
Yeah.
So you guys are planning on checking out stuff in the capital then, or other places that might be that have this information if possible on the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if we get to Beldram's Gate and have half a day, I'm not going to waste it. But
Cool.
If they've got exactly what we're looking for, otherwise,
right.
more time in the capital would probably be beneficial.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before you guys leave here?
I hug my uncle goodbye.
Yep, and he he just tells you to keep in touch.
Yeah, if we're like,
Awkward. I was just gonna say, I awkwardly hug Garrick goodbye and then leave right away. Like, pew.
There's a knowing look on his face, but
I say, don't miss me too much, and then I leave.
he'll allow that.
was it Garrick or Varek that was in there with me with Solus?
It was Varek and
Varek.
Solus. Yep.
Just, you know, when we're like saying goodbyes and like shaking some hands or whatever, like, we'll just quietly, like, I'm going to consider what you said and just very seriously communicate that.
I'd hope so. You guys get your stuff. We won't go over it now, but I do want to know at some point what you guys actually took and what you left here, because I feel like that's important. And then, Vael, before you get into the wagon, you feel a tug at your sleeve that feels oddly reminiscent of yesterday.
Yeah, he turns around to face Varek, I assume.
Yep.
He does not look surprised.
He seems like in better spirits today, but usually does around a lot of other people anyway. And I think he kind of tugs you just a bit away from the wagon just so their conversation isn't like right there, but he's not like trying to hide it either. You have a minute?
Yes, of course.
I guess it dawned on me that you're leaving again and probably going to do something really dangerous, and I imagine you will do some stupid things along the way. I'm sure you'll look
give me
awesome
obscurity.
doing them, but I don't think I would be able to live with myself if you left here having said all those awful things you said about yourself and having me not correct you on them. And I know you didn't want to hear it, but will you allow me to?
You've earned the right to speak your mind.
Oh, have I?
You know what I mean.
Well, lucky me, I have permission.
Go ahead, my king.
Whatever it is that you think makes you so awful. Whatever it is that he kind of glances at the wagon. She felt the need to protect you from. You've shown all of the qualities of somebody that I want leading in the vision I have for this country, or maybe even two countries. Who knows how lucky we'll be. We all have our secrets and our mistakes, and I'm sure we'll continue to have more of those. But I want you to know that well, your family, they were great leaders, but something about what you've done with Ashendar is something I would like to see ripple down for generations. And And if you feel like whatever has unfolded over the last day or so is reason enough to keep me at arm's length, I will understand and I won't make any issue for you. I'm actually very practiced at slipping away into the background of hearts quietly.
Don't you fucking dare. Okay? I have some complicated things to work through, but I assure you, when the time is right, you'll know everything, I'm sure.
Well, I would hope so, because you know all the important things about me. He's going to do something, if you allow. He's going to take your hand. And you would maybe expect him, with all of these people walking by here, to like acknowledge that they're not alone at the moment. And he's going to place a kiss on your hand. And it lingers a little bit. And he goes, "Come back home safely, my skilled prince." And he gives you a little bit of a bow, and he's going to turn and go back to tending to his people.
I'm sorry, but before he can even turn away, I'm going to embrace him in a tight hug.
I was trying to have a cool moment here.
I know.
He'll let himself ease then into that. Take care of Raelynn and all of them, okay? I think they're good people.
I'll get them back home at any cost. And with that, he steps away, and as he turns around to walk away, just very low under his breath, maybe he just barely makes it out. Fuck, I'm gonna miss you.
Just barely Varek makes it out, or?
Yeah.
Then I think as you guys leave, as this wagon pulls away, you notice that Varek just is standing there for a bit after that, maybe like until you guys leave the actual area. And it definitely feels like a goodbye in a sort of different way to Vael. And you have about an hour ahead of you before you get reunited with your animals out in a field somewhere.